Can select different cells at the same time. Sometimes it's just for formatting reasons. Sometimes it's because you want to delete data, a number of different approaches. Maybe I want to copy this worksheet somewhere, but I don't want to copy everything. For example, maybe I don't want to copy columns D and E. So with the mouse, I'll maybe select those. So I'm about to hide this, but it occurs to me that maybe I shouldn't copy these salaries. So how do we select different ranges within Excel? After selecting one range, and in no particular order, we let go of the left mouse button. Then with the control key, we perhaps select another range. And if it's a formatting issue, sometimes you might just say, well, I'm going to change the look of those cells and let go of the left mouse button and change the look of that cell and this cell and that cell and so on, make them all blue or green or whatever. We have a lot of different situations where we want to select different cells or ranges at the same time, and then apply a color or delete them or whatever. Now, suppose we would like to copy this information or some of this information to a different worksheet. I'm thinking of the admin training people here. Now, a couple of these people have left already, and so we don't want to include them. So what we might consider doing is highlighting those names. For example, Debbie Wolf, she's left. We don't want to take her name out of the list just yet. And also Donald Holland up here. So using the control key, we'll select both of those rows and then right-click and hide them. And let's say that the admin training list here that we're about to copy doesn't need to include social security numbers, and holding down the control key here, salaries. Right-click on either column letter, hide those as well. So here's the data we'd like to copy. It's highlighted. Right-click and copy or Control-C, whatever works best for you. Go to an empty sheet, for example, sheet 1. I'm going to put it up here. Right-click, paste, or Control-V, either way. And looks a little strange here. Aren't we seeing some of those names that we saw earlier? There's Debbie Wolf. There's some other name. There's Donald Holland. And the social security number's looking a little weirder here. And so are the salaries. So this didn't work so well. Let's go back to HR list here where we started here. Now, if we would like to copy this and not include the hidden data, we press Alt semicolon, strange keystroke shortcut. And if you look at the change display there, you can sort of figure out what's going on. It's as if we're picking up the data in little chunks. And now when we press copy or Control-C, look at the difference on the screen, quite a bit different. And now it becomes even clearer what's happening. We're about to copy 9 chunks of data here, but we're not picking up the hidden data. And that's not going to be really confirmed until we actually do the paste. So let's go back to the other sheet and paste this right under the other data. Click right here, right-click, paste. There we go, and we see what's happening. This time we are not getting the social security numbers, phone numbers looking a little weird. We're not getting the salaries, and we're not getting the 2 names that we saw earlier. That we actually had hidden Donald Holland up there right after Troy Chase. We don't see his name down here, nor Debbie Wolf under Kent O'Connor's name. So, Alt semicolon is a strange keystroke shortcut, and we don't always remember them. So what if you were trying to copy data like this at a later time and you forgot that keystroke shortcut? And by the way, the concept of selecting visible cells only just isn't that well known in Excel. You'll find the feature buried on the Home tab in the editing group on the extreme right under Find and Select. And not so obvious here either, it's under Go to Special. Finally in here, Visible Cells Only. There we go. And then we could proceed with our copy if we wanted to. So the shortcut is not so well known. And by the way, if you do use a filter in a filtered list which hides data, you don't have to worry about this feature because automatically when you copy data from a filtered list, it does not pick up the hidden data, so you don't have to worry about it there. But if you have created manual subtotals, or as in the case here where we specifically highlighted and hid certain columns and rows, in this case too, we did need to use that shortcut or at least the feature that allows us to select visible cells only. So different uses for this feature as well as for that general idea much more widely applicable of selecting non-contiguous cells.